Hello guys, welcome back to my channel Be Optimistic. Today I'm here with my first video on IELTS listening. In this video I will acquaint you guys with the basics of the listening as well as some tips which will help you guys to get higher band scores on IELTS listening. I know that IELTS listening is a favorite module for the most of the students, but still due to some silly mistake some students are unable to get higher band scores and IELTS listening. So today I will try to solve some issues of you guys and will help you guys to boost your scores on this module. And in my previous video I've given a list of vocabulary words which are beneficial for you guys to get higher bands in all modules of your IELTS. If you haven't watched that video, then you can get the link in description box. And if you are new to my channel, please subscribe my channel, like my videos and share with your other friends as well. So let's dive into today's concept without wasting your precious time right now. So firstly, we will have a glance on the basics of IELTS listening because there must be some beginners who don't know about the IELTS listening basics. So listen it carefully. So first of all, in listening there are four parts and each part is about different topic, and as you move on to the section, the complexity level has also increased, right? So as for example, a section B, first section is considered as the easiest one, and as you move on the section 2 it become little bit more complex, and section 4 is considered most difficult due to its fast speed and synonym uses, right? So in the first section usually consists of a informal dialogue in a social or everyday situation. For example, a conversation about opening a bank account or someone inquiring about accommodation or a training course, or it can be regarding any park or any competition, right? And our second section is usually a non-academic monologue. Monologue means there in the second section there would be only a one speaker, right? And this could be a one person giving information on something such as a guided museum tour, information about a conference or tourist information. And our second section usually sometimes also consists of a map, and our third section is a usually discussion between 3 to 4 people. So in this section be careful to and try to recognize the voice of the different speakers so that you can get the accurate answers as per the demand of the question. And this section is usually related to the education or training, and this may be discussion between the two students and a tutor about a group assignment or among a group of students talking about a project, right? And our fourth and final section is usually a university style lecture, means it is a kind of academic monologue, and this could be related to any academic topic, right? So our second and fourth section would be a monologue, and in first and third section you will listen more than one speakers. So let's move toward our tips to improve bands and IELTS listening. So our tip number 1, you will be given some time to read the questions before each recording is played. Read the questions very carefully as you will hear each recording only once, and so you want to be familiar with the questions before you hear the recording. Means before the actual recording is being played, pay proper attention towards the questions. Mark the important keywords. As you all know, like in these days, example is not a part of your IELTS listening recording, so you don't get any extra time to read your questions. So quickly have a glance at your questions before being the reading before the recording being started, right? So be sure to complete your answer sheet on the proper time. And tip number 2, as you write your answers in your test booklet and then transfer them at the end of listening test. Initially you guys have to transfer your answers in your test booklet. Then At the end, you get the 10 minutes to transfer your answers on your answer sheet. So be sure to check that you have transferred your answers correctly, and remember to check your spellings as well as grammar, and be sure to complete your answer sheet, because an incomplete answer sheet means an incomplete score. So carefully transfer your answers on your answer sheet, right? So our tip number 3 is that don't worry if you don't understand everything you hear. Listen out for the keywords from the questions and focus on what you need to be listening out for. Means it is not essential that you should understand everything that is being spoken by the speakers. You just have to look for your keywords and try to locate the answer on basis of that. As similar to the reading, as it is not expected for the reader to understand each and every word, so in the listening same things also applied. And tip number 4 is that if unfortunately you miss a question, don't stay on it, because you may miss the answer of the next questions as well. So it will be a big penalty for you. So if you miss one, move on. Don't stay on the one question or in the regret of that missed question. Don't skip the listening of the next questions, right? So our tip number 5 is must check spellings, plural and word forms, right? So must check spelling. There are some spellings which are confusing for the students. For example, accommodation. In accommodation there is double C as well as double M, but most of the students skip one M. So always be careful about the spellings and whether the answer is singular or plural, or the word form, whether it is a noun, adjective or a verb, right? So our tip number 6 is listen for the word indicators such as however, but, then, finally, okay. These kind of words will help you guys to get your accurate answers, especially while listening the MCQs. These indicators are really useful, because with the help of these indicators you guys will come to know about your actual answers. Because in the MCQs usually all the options are being narrated by the speakers in order to confuse you guys, but with the help of these indicators you guys would be able to identify the accurate answers. And even in case of phone number, usually they firstly they mention a number, and most of the students write that number, and after that they use a word that sorry, but last year my mobile number has been changed, or my new number is this. So always be careful about these kind of words, right? So our next tip is that make sure you follow the word count in the instructions of each question. Be very careful about the instructions, as I tell you in the IELTS reading. So same goes with IELTS listening. Firstly, I read the instruction properly, that whether you have to write a one word or a two word, right? For example, if the instructions say write no more than one word and you write the train instead of train, and then your answer will be marked as incorrect, right? So it is really essential for you guys to keep in mind about the word count that is mentioned in the instruction. And our next step is that you won't lose marks for incorrect answers. So even if you don't know the answer, it is better to write something in the answer box. Read the question again and make a guess, because sometimes your guess can also be correct. So don't ever leave blank answers, because there is no negative marking. So our next step is that check it twice. Be careful. After transferring the answers, check again. Be very careful, because little mistakes can count as big, because in these kind of mistakes can be difference between a band 6 and 5.5 or 7.5 and 8. That is requirement of the many of the students. As you guys can see, few examples of how small errors can cost you. As you can see that incorrect answers in the first column. For example, if the test taker mentioned the answer cat but the correct answer is cats, it means it is wrong, because answer was plural not singular. And then the second row, you can see the test taker mentioned just 30, but the correct answer was $30. Not unit is given, but sometime in the answer, sorry, in the question, dollar is also already mentioned, but a test taker, while transferring the answer, they again mentioned the dollar. So in this case, your answer would also be wrong. And next is the type of spelling mistake. As you can see that spellings of French are wrong here. And in the last row is based on the number of the word count in the instruction box. Like he went to the restaurant, but the answer is restaurant only, right? Because answer sheet said one word. So our last step is always cross check your answers from your answer sheet to your listening booklet, because sometime due to hurry or due to anxiety, some students transfer the wrong answers. And meanwhile the transferring, they sometimes they skip the one answers, due to which the whole answers are become like incorrect due to skipping the one answer. So be careful and cross check your answers. So lastly, we will have a look at few hints for your IELTS listening. So our first hint is grammar, right? Incorrect grammar will cost you points, as you guys know, because sometimes in case of singular, plural or verb, you guys will make mistakes. So be careful with the things like plural and singular nouns, and also be careful with the tenses and subject verb agreement, right? I hope you guys know about subject verb agreement. Like if your subject is singular, it means your verb would also be singular, right? As there may be clues such as indefinite article in front of blank space for the answer, which would indicate that answer is a singular noun. So these kind of things also give you some clues. And nextly, in capitalization of the proper nouns is also important. For example, name of countries, cities or geographical locations must be capitalized, right? For example, if you write Australia as Australia, means you are not writing the first letter of this country in capital, it means your answer will be marked as incorrect. So always capitalize your proper nouns, but I would recommend you guys to write your all answers in capital letter. It would be more beneficial as well as easy for you guys. So our next hint is that be careful about the spellings. As I told you earlier, the same goes for the spellings. Incorrect spellings will be marked as an incorrect answer, so take care. If there are some spellings with which you are not sure, so keep practicing of those spellings again and again, so that you can become habitual of the correct spellings, right? So our next step is our hint number 3 is handwriting. Although you may feel rushed for time, handwriting is important, because while the transferring the answers, due to the exam pressure or like you can say the clock, that is usually the Wakeword clock, and the IDP halls, some students become panic and they feel rushed, due to which sometimes they write in very messy way. So but if your examiner can't understand what you have written, it will be marked incorrect. So always transfer your answers clearly and in good handwriting. So our last hint is that use all capitals. As I told you earlier, if you have messy handwriting and you aren't sure with which words you need to capitalize, it might be safer to write your answers in all capitals. Also, you don't have to worry about losing marks for not capitalizing a word that needs to be capitalized, right? Because words those are written in all capitals are usually neater and easier to read. So I would recommend you guys to must transfer your all answers of IELTS listening as well as reading in capital letters, right? So I hope you guys will learn something useful for today. And these tips will be useful for you guys, and always keep in mind these tips and hence while attempting your listening test. And in my upcoming video I will also attempt listening, especially MCQs, which are the difficult question for the most of the students. So stay tuned guys. So that's all for today guys. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned. Keep watching my videos. Bye bye.